Alright, so, first lesson of geometry, I'm going to be covering points, lines, and planes. Points, lines, and planes is basically separated into 4 dimensions if you count the dimension 0. So, let's get started real quick. So, dimension 0. Let's start off with that. So, we have dimension 0, 1, 2, 3. So, can you see this? There we go. So we have dimension 0, 1, 2, and 3, right? Dimension 0 defines points. Dimension 1 defines lines, rays, and segments. Dimension 2 defines planes. And last but not least, dimension 3 defines space. Alright, so let's go over what is a point. A point is basically, let's see, when you graph something, right, at like coordinate 4, 8, at 4, 8, you would label it with a point and a letter, or a point and a symbol, or something of the sort, where you basically elaborate this is a specific point. A point looks like this. This is a point. So if you have a dot and then a label, a dot and then a number, a dot and then some type of shit where you basically explain what that is. Alright. Done with points. Check. Dimension 1. Lines, rays, and segments. So a line is, you have this. A line definition is an infinite collection of points arrayed in a straight formation with only one dimension. Length. That's the dimension, length. So a line basically looks like this, and it has 2 points on it. It can be labeled whatever it is, but there's a line. This is a line. There's A and B. It will be labeled as that's how you label it. You have line A, B, and then it'll be like a little arrow pointing one way and an arrow pointing that way. Once again, a line is an infinite collection of point data rays, or whatever it says, pointing infinite directions on the opposite direction. Cool. Alright, flip the page, new page, whatever. Let's see, what's next? We have rays? Yeah. Oh. Okay, a ray is basically half of a line. A ray looks like this. Bam. Array looks like this. You have a line and a stop point, right? So basically, if I can compare it to something in our lives, when we are born, that would be the point, and then until we keep going on and on until we die. Actually, that would be more of a line segment compared to a ray. I'll get into a line segment in a sec. A ray is at a point, and then there's another point, but it keeps going to that point. Bam. Okay? Line segment is, you have a point and a point, and the distance between that is called a line segment. Oh, ray is labeled like this. A, B, A, B. Line segment, like this. Bam. So, sorry, ray is labeled AB with an arrow pointing that way. AB is a point at one end, a point at the other end, and that's a line segment. And then we have definition terms such as collinear and non-collinear. I don't even need to write that down. That's quite simple. Collinear means, if you just break it down, collinear. Base word, root word is line. Co means sharing, and then linear. So basically it's saying something that shares that point. So if you have 2 points and it says that they're collinear, that means they share the same line. Okay. If you say non-collinear, you just take collinear and then you have non in front of it, therefore it's not collinear. So you have 3 points, not on the same line, non-collinear. So you'll have that in math. Last but not least, we have dimension 2 and 3. I'm going to put those kind of somewhat together. Dimension 2 is a plane. A plane is a flat, boundless surface in space which 2 blah 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 blah, length and width, has no height. Okay, cool. So length is basically talking about, planes, dimension 2 is talking about, connection. Okay. Picture it this way. If you have something that's two-dimensional, like something that's written on a surface like this, that means you take the area of it, right? Or you do length times width or something like that, right? But if we're talking about space, which is dimension 3, we're talking about the third dimension. This means we're talking about space. Space is volume, and we'll get into volume in a later video, because if this is new to you and you don't know what geometry is, welcome to geometry. You're going to learn about area and volume, excuse me. And of course perimeter. Space is the infinite amount of points in a given space. Like, for example, if I have my hands together like this, the in between this is called space. Welcome to geometry.